Hello guys, today we are talking about 11 best places to visit in Brazil. Have you been tingling for rich rainforests, incredible urban areas, tropical islands, and superb seashores? Then, at that point, you've been tingling for a Brazilian experience. You'll find pioneer towns that will cause you to feel that you've ventured back in time, red rock gullies that will cause you to feel that you've ventured onto another planet, and dazzling cascades and wildernesses that will make you want to remain for eternity. Brazil is the nation of Carnival, a festival that assumes control over each city and each spirit. You will have a hard time believing the human limit with respect to tomfoolery and euphoria until you experience this festas. Ask yourself what you need in your next occasion, and Brazil is ensured to have it on offer. Different biological systems, with uncommon and wild plant and creature species one of a kind to any remaining puts on the planet, kayaking through rainforests, horseback riding, whale watching, swimming in seaside reefs, samba moving, the entire night DJs, white sand seashores, history, culture, and huge, full-power urban communities. We should investigate the most ideal getaway destinations in Brazil. 1. Rio de Janeiro. There's simply no other spot like Rio. Welcome to rich mountains, splendid seashores, beyond preposterous nightlife, and football fans. Known as Cidade Maravilhosa, the Grand City, Rio is ringed by green mountains while the coast extends for a significant distance. A great many people start things out for the seashores. The Cariocas, local people, consider the ocean side a usual hangout spot, thus much occurs here that you would never leave yet have a total excursion. You'll cherish trekking near the ocean, climbing in Tijuca rainforest, hang floating, rock climbing, and cruising to one of a few little islands simply off the coast. Music is wherever in the city, with the most well-known being the African-affected samba vibe. To investigate the nightlife, make a beeline for Lapa, the urban community's red light unmistakable. You'll find unrecorded music and road parties consistently. 2. Salvador. Situated in the territory of Bahia, Salvador has a marvelous energy that is eminent in any event. For Brazil, generally known for being Portugal's New World capital, it keeps a lot of its pioneer engineering, and you'll track down the notable focus of the town in the Pelourinho area. Here you'll find huge squares with little cobblestone back streets driving ceaselessly, multi-shaded structures, and places of worship like São Francisco with plated woodwork and other extravagant highlights. There's an astounding expressions development here. You'll track down Olodum drummers in the city, alongside capoeira military specialists, and insane celebrations happening wherever you look. The way of life here is determinedly Afro-Brazilian, and you'll see that in the unimaginable food, strict services and customs, and dance. 3. São Paulo State. One more in the considerable rundown of unimaginable things about Brazil is São Paulo State. It offers the absolute most elite that the nation brings to the table. São Paulo City is the ongoing blast town. All that here is developing: trade, industry, culture, finance, and, obviously, the travel industry. Be that as it may, you can likewise pass on just a tad and go to Serra da Mantiqueira. Utilize this dazzling mountain range, with its 2,500 meters tops, as your comfortable mountain escape. There's likewise Ilhabela, to be utilized as your luxurious island escape. Or on the other hand, attempt Iporanga amidst the Brazilian Atlantic backwoods. You'll likewise track down extraordinary seashores with the rainforest as their background. Attempt the wonderful Ubatuba for a loosening up couple of days. 4. Brasilia. Implicit. The 1960s. Brazil's capital is a completely arranged and unpredictably coordinated city. Brasilia's milestone framework is spread out as a plane. Each segment of the plane is an alternate region like private, government, money, culture, and business. The engineering here draws in vacationers and expert modelers the same. Make certain to look at the 3 Power Square. Here you'll track down the High Court, Congress, and the official royal residence. 5. Fortaleza. One more of Brazil's large urban communities is Fortaleza. It's most popular for a vivacious social scenes, extraordinary seashores, and, surprisingly, more prominent shopping. In the event that you're going for the seashores, look at Morales, Mucuripe, Iracema, and the universally adored Praia do Futuro. Spend your mornings walking around Centro, the most seasoned area of the city, and afterwards spending your nights in Praia de Iracema, an area thickly loaded with lodgings, eateries, and nightlife. Whenever you've had your fill of Fortaleza seashores, use it as beginning stage to find the curious fishing towns and moving ridge seashores of the Ceará coast. 6. Parachi. One of the most well-known stops for sightseers, is situated along Brazil's green coast in the territory of Rio de Janeiro. Parachi is overflowing with cascades, emerald green ocean, Goliath seaside mountains and tropical woodlands. When a Portuguese state, the core of the town is as yet the memorable focus. Complete with colorful provincial structures and cobbled roads worked in the 1700 years during the level of the Brazilian dash for unheard of wealth. A considerable lot of the houses have been switched over completely to quaint little inns which local people call pousadas. The whole architecturally significant area is perfect for walking around. The paths are shut to vehicles. It truly feels like you've ventured back in time. Remember to look at the provincial fortifications, numerous that actually have their unique guns, and Capella de Saint Nick Rita, an exquisite 18th-century church. 7. Recife. There isn't anything not to cherish about the Venice of Brazil. Inside the city is an organization of streams, extensions, islets, and promontories, and right outside are tropical rainforests with waterways and islands to investigate. There is a great memorable old town here, as well as staggering society and fabulous seashores. The old town is known as Recife Antigo and is situated on its own island close to the harbor. It's fair to say that Boa Viagem is the most well-known oceanside around because of the white sands and coral reef. Recife is a huge city with parcels to offer, including a wonderful spot to spend Carnival. 8. Olinda. 6 kilometers from Recife is Olinda, is a 16th-century Portuguese frontier town. The noteworthy old town sits on a slope encompassed by trees and loaded up with temples, historical centers, and eateries. In 1982 it was pronounced an UNESCO World Legacy Site. The remainder of the town is no less enchanting with lots of 18th-century engineering, cloisters and religious communities, and fabulously painted houses. When a forerunner in the sugarcane business, Olinda has changed into a little specialist settlement, loaded with craftsmen, studios, and other imaginative sorts. Look at the pousadas in the old town on the off chance that you're keen on involving Olinda as a base to appreciate Recife. Also, Carnival is somewhat unique here. Celebrated fundamentally during the day with the music and dance zeroed in on conventional African culture. 9. Manaus. Considered by a larger number of people as the doorway to the Amazon rainforest, Manaus sits on the Negro Waterway. The capital of Amazonas and perhaps of the biggest city in the country, it has mind-boggling milestones like the Rio Negro Royal Residence and the Amazonas Drama House. In the event that you're in the mind set for some marvelous nature, look at the Gathering of the Waters, a 3-mile stretch where the Solomos and the Negro waterways show side to side without completely blending. At last, the two streams unite to frame the Amazon. A great many people come here as a place to pause on their way into, or out of, the Amazon. On the off chance that you have time, look at the zoo that lets a significant number of the creatures meander indiscriminately, and a little beachside exhibition hall right external the downtown area. 10. Iguazu Falls. This shocking regular miracle runs for 2.7 kilometers along the boundary with Argentina. Iguazu Falls is a progression of cascades along the Iguazu. The mix of delectable green woodland, fascinating natural life, and it is inebriating to stunning cascades. Utilize the city of Foz do Iguaçu as your headquarters as you appreciate overflows like the 80-meter Fiend's Throat. With many tumbles to find, you should seriously mull over a visit in one of the traveler elastic boats called Zodiacs. 11. Bonito is a one-road town brimming with moxie. It fills in as an ecotourism model for Brazil and as a center for the encompassing regions. In the event that you're an open-air explorer and water aficionado, this is your spot. Find Abismo Anhumas, an enormous sinkhole shrouded in tapered rock where you can jump and swim in an underground lake as well as do some abseiling. Or on the other hand, what about swimming in the perfectly clear Rio da Prata? To miss the macaws that home somewhere down in the Buraco das Araras. To top everything off, investigate the Serra da Boducana public park.